Hey guys, this is Jake from BarBend.com. Today we're going to be reviewing the Beats Solo3 Wireless Headphones. We're going to be discussing the pros, cons, price, and performance that come with them. Now let's dive into the pros. In respects to pros with the Beats Solo3 Wireless Headphones, I had 5 things I really liked. Now full disclosure, I wear these to commute in, I wear them to work out in, and I wear them at work. I've had them for about 7 months, and they've definitely stood this test of time, and I can accurately tell you about the pros that I find with these in both a workout setting and just a day-to-day setting. So my first pro is these have about 40 hours of battery life. Now that will vary a little bit depending on how often you're using them and how loudly you're listening to music, but 40 hours is pretty phenomenal for wireless headphones. Number 2 is they kind of have a fast charge feature. If you plug them in for about 5 minutes, you're gonna get about roughly 3 hours of playback time. That's awesome if you're on the go and you just need a quick charge before you hop on a train or something like that, or you're about to take off to the airport. Number 3 is they're decently durable. So in a workout setting, these have fallen off my head many a times during multiple deadlift rep sets, and they've only minimally chipped. There hasn't been any issue with the full construction of the headphone. Now that could obviously vary, but for me personally, I haven't noticed any breakdown when falling off my head from like let's say a 4 to 5 foot angle, depending on where I'm at during a deadlift set. My fourth pro with these headphones is the W1 chip that comes with them. Now, if you're unaware of that, basically it's the chip that automatically syncs these headphones to Apple products right near these headphones. So if you turned on an iPhone right next to these headphones, it's gonna sync up automatically. The AirPods have this too, and it's gonna sync up to any kind of Apple Watch or MacBook that you have on the same Apple cloud. So it's really cool for Apple users. I have a Droid, so I have to use these and sync these like a normal Bluetooth product. So I don't get the full kickback of them, but they do sync up to my MacBook automatically, which is pretty convenient. My last pro with these headphones is that they get considerably loud. So if you like loud music when you're lifting or going for a top set and you really want to blast that music, which I don't recommend doing all the time for ear health, they're really great for that. So they are very loud. So again, my 5 pros: battery life, quick charge, W1 chip, durable, and loud. All right, so now let's talk about the cons of the Beats Solo3 wireless headphones. I have 3 things that are problematic with these headphones, and first and right off the bat is their price. So at a normal retail price, these are around $300, and that is very expensive for this headphone. You can get a higher end over-ear headphone for about the same, give or take on the brand. So $300 is pretty expensive. Granted, you can find them on sale for around $220 at other retail outlets. So if you're really looking into this pair, I would say explore your options and look for the best deal, because $300 is a lot of money. Number 2 is they are not the most comfortable headphones to wear for long durations of time. They fit on the head very snugly, which is great in terms of keeping them in place when you're moving, walking, jumping, doing any kind of like light workout or just lifting for that matter. But if you're wearing them for long durations of time, just sitting down doing work, they are a little bit uncomfortable. So it's a kind of give and take in terms of how they fit. They fit very snugly, but they are kind of uncomfortable when you wear them for long periods of time. The last con I have with these headphones is the sound leak, or the echo that they kind of produce when they're very loud. These are an on-ear headphone as opposed to over-ear, so that means that there's going to be a little bit more tendency to have sound leak out of the headphones to the people around you when listening to music or videos really loud for that matter. So if you're worried about others hearing exactly what you're listening to, then you might want to be a little bit more careful with playing stuff loud with these headphones. Loud is a good thing for some, but not in every scenario. So again, my cons: price, comfort, and sound leak. So in terms of performance, I'm gonna assess 3 different scenarios that I like to use these headphones for. Number 1 is during my commute. So my commute ranges between like 20 to 45 minutes, give or take, on traffic. I'm up and down stairs, I'm on the subway train. All in all, these perform pretty great. For that amount of time, they're pretty comfortable on the head. I can hear things pretty clear and also kind of have somewhat of an awareness of the things around me. When I'm up and down the stairs, they stay very firm on my head, so there's never any fear of them falling off or getting broken by falling down the stairs and whatnot. So in terms of wearing them for like, let's say, a busy or just like a brisk walk, these are pretty great. In terms of sitting down at my desk, they are pretty great in terms of sound quality and blocking out the sounds around me so I can really focus. But again, like I mentioned in the con section, they're not the most comfortable for long durations of time. I often find myself having to adjust them and stuff like that, just based off of my personal preference on feeling a little bit like my ears are getting squished. So now let's talk about how these headphones performed in the gym. Now I know they're not designed for the gym, but I do wear them for workouts, and I gotta say, I'm a pretty big fan of them for 3 major reasons. Number 1 is their connectivity. Very rarely have I ever had any connectivity with these headphones. I've had headphones cut out all the time in terms of other wireless headphones, but these are pretty freaking phenomenal. I can leave my phone down at the end of the gym, do a set of walking lunges down and back, and I never have any issues with connectivity. My second pro in terms of working out with these headphones is that, like I mentioned in the cons section, how it's a little uncomfortable because they fit very firm on the head. In terms of working out, that's actually a pro. I don't want a headphone that's gonna fall out of my head really easily or fall off very easily. Granted, they have fallen off during some deadlift sets, but that's a very rare case. And in the most part, for like, let's say squats or just your general fitness workout, whether it be like doing dumbbell rows or anything like that, which is a dumbbell or barbell, these are pretty great and they stay very firm on the head. So the last point I want to cover with these headphones working out is the material around the earphone itself does a pretty good job at resisting sweat. Now obviously, if you look like you just went swimming, you might notice some issues, but in 7 months, I've sweated a lot in these. I've actually worn them during meets when I was warming up and I've just been poured in sweat, and there's not really any issues in terms of breakdown or longevity of the material. It still looks like they're pretty brand new. It doesn't look like they're like discolored or anything from my sweat itself, and they don't actually smell, and you can take that for my word, but all in all, these are pretty great headphones for working out. They're not the most comfortable for long durations of sitting down, but for like, let's say commuting, working out, or shorter durations, these headphones fit the bill pretty well. So in respects to price, you can expect to pay around $300 for these headphones at a normal retail value. Now, I'm not gonna lie and say that's not expensive because that's very expensive. You can find over-ear headphones with equal to probably better sound quality for less than this, and let's call it what it is, but when you're buying Beats, you're kind of paying for that fashion statement and brand. But here's what I will say on the price. If you can find them for, let's say, around $220 to $200, so like 25 to 35% off, which isn't incredibly uncommon, I think they're a pretty fair deal. So in terms of how they perform and their sound quality, they're all around pretty great, especially for just the normal person who wants good quality and a nice fitting headphone. But what's really great about these headphones is the W1 chip and how it syncs up very synonymously with Apple products. So if you're an Apple product user, I think this is a good bet, especially because the W1 chip can only be improved. So down the road, sound quality will most likely improve with these headphones and their technology. So it could be a good investment. But again, if I were you, I would not pay full retail value price for these headphones. I would try my best to find pairs on sale or even maybe slightly used depending on what you want. All right, so as mentioned earlier, these are not brand new headphones, so we're not gonna do a whole unboxing, but I will show you what to expect with these headphones and discuss how to connect them and also how to use them. So what you can expect is you're gonna get a headphone case with the headphones themselves. That's gonna hold the headphones that fold up pretty well and store pretty easily. The case isn't the most supportive. There's a little bit of padding on the outside, but if you really want a supportive case, I would say invest in something a little bit heavier. But for me, this is a pretty good job of just throwing it in my bag and keeping the headphones relatively safe. It's gonna come with a micro USB charging cable, a warranty card, and a quick start guide. And then there's also gonna be this cord here, which is gonna be great for taking phone calls, or if you need to plug in the headphones in an airplane where they don't really have Bluetooth easily accessible. So let's talk about turning on the headphones and how to connect them. So we have one side here that has the on button along with the micro USB charger. On the opposite side, we have the port for the talking cable, or the cable for that matter. On the side with the talking cable, which is also the left side, that's gonna be the button that's gonna do a lot of the functionality of skipping, playing songs, skipping over songs, returning to other songs. All right, so now let's talk about how to connect these headphones to a phone, plus how to use them. Now, unfortunately, I don't have an iPhone, so I have to connect these a good old-fashioned way. Now, if you wanna rip me for my Droid that has a bunch of cracks in it, go ahead and do so down in the comments below. So to connect these to a normal phone, or a simpleton phone for that matter, you're gonna go ahead and turn on the headphones on the right side here, and as you can see, these lights are gonna light up. Now to pair them, you're gonna hold that down for 5 seconds, and you're gonna see that these 5 lights light up, which are also the lights that indicate how much battery is left. Obviously, less lights means less batteries. So now we're gonna scroll through our Bluetooth, find the Beats, and we are gonna sync up. And it's gonna pair pretty quickly, similar to other Bluetooth options out there. So in terms of how you use these, there is only one button on these headphones in terms of skipping and returning to songs and pausing music, which is decent at best because it's easy to get used to, but also it's kind of frustrating when you're first breaking them in and you keep poking both sides and you only get one button that works. So to skip a song, you're gonna double click this B to play back a song or go backwards. You're gonna triple click it, and to pause or pick up phone calls, you're just gonna hit it once. So similar to how other headphones work, but all in all, that's pretty much all that really comes along with the functionality of these headphones. In terms of what to expect, you have the lights down here to indicate battery life. You can click it once and it'll show you how much battery is left. You have the micro USB charging port, and you also have the headphone port. So all in all, That's what comes along with the Beats Solo 3 Wireless Headphones. And that wraps up my review of the Beats Solo 3 Wireless Headphones. Now, these are a pretty expensive headphone. However, if you could find them on sale and you have Apple products and you just want a good headphone for a variety of activities, I think this fits the bill pretty well. If you want to read more of my full thoughts on the performance and everything else that comes along with these headphones, Google BarBend and Beats Solo 3 Wireless Headphones.